So I got this Mantis. It's probably from 1980. It's got, let me see if I can get that in there. It's an SV-2AE style. And the carburetor for one of these guys is like 60 bucks online. And what I ended up doing was I looked at a Zama for, I have to put in a description, for a different model, and retrofitted it. Now, the Zama carburetor also came with a vent, fuel line, and a tank. So I ended up drilling this out, actually heating this up to melt it to get it to fit in. So down here is the carburetor, and let me start this up. So now it's running with a new carb that I put on there, and I got these tines because I want to attach the grass. I can get it to tilt. Carburetor, I'm pretty happy. Now, I'll be honest, let me turn this off. The choke on the old setup, I'm using the old housing right here, okay? The choke gets obstructed a little bit by that. So, unfortunately, sometimes I gotta shoot a little starting fluid. But honestly, I'm going to trade a little starting fluid and get this little baby back on the road. Let me take apart the carburetor and show you what you got to modify a little bit on one gasket. So now with this carburetor kit, I ended up drilling that out. Well, I would recommend drill it with a small bit and then use a knife and then eventually use a soldering iron. Wash the fuel tank out with all the gas so you don't have any problems with a little barbecue there. Now, in regards to the carburetor, this is the carburetor that was originally on it. $60-some to replace this. And no primer. This one, if you can look at this hole, when this all goes together, this sits like that. And it needs this gasket hole or that one. Well, the new carburetor, I can't take it off. The hole's right there. But as you can see, let me get in there closer, the indentation from the past with this guy, I just put a little pick and made my own hole. You need that hole because that's the primer or the pulsing vacuum for the fuel. So, getting this carburetor for 15 bucks with the fuel lines and some other cool stuff is well worth it for me. Now, I think they even gave me a rebuild kit for this one, but I didn't want this because it had no primer bulb. So, I really don't care for that. But, that's what I did. And it works out good now. I can't wait to go after my thatch. Let me get back to the engine. And this piece, there's a hole right there. See that one? Fits right on that one. And that creates a vacuum. So that's got to go like that. The issue is on this side. And because these guys, I guess, don't want you to interchange parts and make you want to buy the original, all I did was that hole like I showed you, and it works fine. Now, this thing's so old, I don't have a filter, so I just took a Scotch-Brite pad, put a little oil in it, and I'm going to use that for now. And all I'm going to do is protect the engine from any particles going in there. And if it down the road clogs up, I'll have to just wash it out, I guess. So let me keep putting this together. So I got it back running. Need a little starting fluid. I don't mind. It makes me very happy that it's back together, back to life.